Hola, estudiantes! This video is going to talk about the purpose and structure of this course, kind of how everything works in the class, and we'll go through the visual syllabus or the plan for this course. So this course is asynchronous and online. We do not meet in person or live online. You complete things on your own on Blackboard and then receive feedback through my grades, video, and written feedback on your journals, assignments, and projects. You can see more about the course format, purpose, prerequisites, and learning process as well. But what I'd like to do is dive right into the class syllabus, the plan for the course. You can see my contact information. Here are the learning outcomes. You can think of this class as kind of like the basics for Spanish, but know that the basics still take people at least like 2 years to become very good at. So this class is kind of like the basics, but more so the readiness for learning a language, learning about language, culture, identity, and building skills, strategies, resources to prepare you to learn the language outside of the classroom, which is where we become fluent and where we really learn the language. That's by connecting with communities and people who speak it. So those are learning outcomes. The textbooks in this class are free, and the supplies you need, computer, laptop, you'll need access to the internet. Let me know if you need any help getting those things. Here's the course communication plan next. You'll get weekly announcements and feedback from me every Monday. Check my grades on Blackboard for personalized feedback on assignments and projects. In this class, it's okay if you don't speak Spanish, and it's okay if you are fluent, or perhaps you're a heritage language learner and your family members speak Spanish. This class is designed to support beginners and people who are fluent, as well as people who are still learning many different Spanishes. You can use a mixture of Spanish, English, Spanglish, and or any native language for this class. The main thing is that you improve your language skills. Connect with me for additional opportunities for Spanish-speaking practice as well. If you fall behind, we can develop individual learning plans and make sure that you're using the discussion boards to complete your major projects in this class, as well as respond to 2 classmates with insights to continue the conversations. Those are just some general guidelines. So this class is really about the major projects. 3 major projects and the learning journals that go along with them, or the reflection journals that go with them. The first project is a language, culture, and identity project. That's where you reflect or explore your own language, culture, and identity, as well as a topic or aspects of language, cultural products, practices, and perspectives from Spanish-speaking cultures. And through that, you design a presentation and you develop your language skills through that presentation, and you share it with your classmates by week 3, and then reflect on your learning there and review the vocabulary and Spanish language that you learn throughout. The second project follows a very similar kind of structure, but instead of it being a general topic about a Spanish-speaking culture, it's focused on community connection. So you might interview a Spanish speaker in your life, like a friend or family member. You might explore a community organization or research an event in our area or in the Midwest. Or you might find specific connections to Spanish for your career, your profession, or your academic studies. Then you design and rough draft a project or a presentation to share with classmates on that topic, complete the final draft, and reflect on your learning in week 5, and review any vocabulary in the language that you learn throughout that project. The last project is the Spanish language toolkit. This is basically like a list of resources and a plan for you and how you'll continue learning Spanish outside of this class. So you reflect on linguistic awareness, kind of like how to learn a language and become a lifelong language learner. Then you'll explore resources for reading, writing, listening, speaking, Spanish linguistics and grammar and syntax and academic connections, as well as technology tools that can help you for learning the language. You submit your final draft of that project at the end of week 6, and then in week 7, you do a final learning reflection journal, respond to classmates, say goodbye to one another, and review all of the vocabulary and language that you learned. So the 3 projects of this class in the learning reflection journal decide your final grade. Every couple weeks, you complete these learning journals, and you assess yourself on how you're doing. You also set goals and measure your progress. You grade yourself on an A through F scale that we use at Western. You can also use kind of like a number scale for those journals, with a 4 being an A, a 3 being a B, a 2 a C, a 1 a D, and a 0 an F. And at the end of the class, you write a final reflection journal, like I said before. Explain how you met each learning competency, each learning outcome. Tell me the grade that you think you've earned, and if your evidence supports that grade, that's the grade you get. more about grading. Sounds a little strange, but this class is all feedback, no grades. It's kind of like an ungraded class. Instead of a pointed system with a bunch of weights, you get personalized feedback from me on each assignment. And so this class is more like a partnership. We work together for you to meet each learning competency and pass the course. I leave feedback in my grades on Blackboard to let you know how you did and your next steps for learning. And you'll be graded on your growth and improvement in the language learning competencies. You're not graded based on your language proficiency, accuracy, fluency, grammar, or accent. Everyone enters this class with a different language level, so I'll meet you where you're at as a learner. The first parts of each project are practice opportunities. You get full points or a completion check mark for doing your best in finishing those assignments. And then the final drafts of your projects will have specific rubrics and requirements. The learning journals will show up as 4 through 0 or the A through F system that we talked about in Blackboard. These learning journals represent your grade throughout the term, and your final grade, once again, is based on your growth towards meeting the learning competencies, outcomes through the projects and reflection journals. For due dates and extensions, know that they're more like suggestions. If you need an extension, let me know, that's fine. Due dates are usually on Wednesdays and Sundays at midnight. If you can't get an assignment in that time, just let me know, we can make a plan. But if you do fall behind by 2 or more weeks, it's really hard to catch up, so you may need to retake the class or discuss your options for your ability to catch up in the course and make a plan with me. But all in all, the final deadline for all assignments in the class is Friday of week 7. That's really the strict deadline of the course for everything. So there's plenty of revisions of redos in this class too. Make mistakes, try again. That's what language learning is all about. Have fun with that process. You can submit assignments and projects an unlimited number of times to get a higher grade. That's a really great way to just kind of go through a learning process and continuously improve. Here's the grading scale, just like we talked about. You'll get that personalized feedback from me, written or video feedback in my grades. And the grading scale is like A or 4 is 90 to 100%, B or 3 is 80 to 89, C or 2, 70 to 79, D or 1, 50 to 69, and an F or 0 is like 49% or below. So that is how grading will work. There's more here, like my learning philosophy and a little bit more about me. You can watch the video and read these things on your own. But all in all, that's a quick breakdown of the purpose and structure of this class. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer them. Adios!